The sky began to change. Out over the Pacific, a monster was waking up, Super Typhoon Ragasa. This wasn't just another storm, it was the most powerful of the year. It grew with terrifying speed, feeding on warm ocean waters. Scientists watched as it became a Category 5 super typhoon, the highest level. Winds strong enough to tear buildings apart, rain that could flood entire cities. This was nature at its most dangerous. Ragasa set its sights on Asia, first the Philippines, then Taiwan, Hong Kong, and southern China. Millions of lives were suddenly at risk. The world watched as satellite images showed a perfect, deadly spiral. Storm surges threatened to swallow coastal towns. This was a life-or-death situation. The challenge: get ready, get to safety, and hold on. Ragasa was a chilling reminder of our planet's power. We often feel in control, but storms like this show us who's really in charge. The winds screamed, waves built into mountains, travelers' holiday plans turned into survival plans. Beautiful beaches and bustling cities braced for battle. The time for warning was over. Action was needed. Governments sent urgent alerts. News channels tracked the typhoon's relentless march. Tension built across entire nations. This was a shared threat, a common enemy uniting people in a fight for safety. The storm would test buildings, infrastructure, and most of all, the human spirit. It would test our ability to look after one another. The monster was at the door. It was time to face it. The world held its breath. The warnings were clear. Super Typhoon Ragasa was coming. Across the northern Philippines, a massive evacuation began. Thousands of families packed what they could and left behind homes, farms, and businesses. The goal: get everyone out of the storm's path before it was too late. Communities came together. Local leaders organized transport. Neighbors helped the vulnerable. Shelters in schools and churches became crowded but safe havens. Volunteers worked tirelessly to provide food, water, and reassurance. Hotels became fortresses, with staff securing windows and stocking supplies. The spirit of teamwork was everywhere. Leaving home was heartbreaking, but it was a choice for life. Families were separated in the rush. Phone calls became lifelines. The emotional weight was heavy, but so was the determination to survive. This was not just about escaping danger. It was about fighting for each other. People listened to warnings, made hard decisions, and worked together. The storm was powerful, but so was the will to endure. As the typhoon approached, people braced for the hit, standing together in the face of the wind and rain. They were ready to face the worst, hoping for the best. The evacuation was a sign of strength, not weakness. It showed that survival is about smart choices and unity. The storm was coming, but the people were ready. The countdown to impact had begun. All eyes were on the horizon. Then, it hit. Super Typhoon Ragasa made landfall in the Philippines. The sky turned black, the wind screamed like a freight train. Rain fell in solid sheets, blinding and relentless. Trees snapped, roofs flew, and the power of nature was unleashed. Shelters shook with every gust. Outside, chaos reigned. Electricity vanished across vast areas, plunging towns into darkness. Communication broke down. Emergency services struggled to respond. Airports closed, ferries stopped, roads flooded. Travel was impossible. The country was cut off, isolated by the storm's fury. Inside shelters, fear and hope mingled. People listened to the wind and rain, praying for safety. The fear of the unknown was everywhere. Fear for loved ones, for homes, for what would be left. Yet, even in fear, there was endurance. People huddled together, sharing stories and comfort. The Filipino spirit, resilient, forged by many storms, shone through. They knew how to endure, how to wait for the sun to rise again. As Ragasa moved on, it left destruction behind, but it also left a nation battered, not broken. The first test was over. The spirit of survival remained. The storm had passed, but the challenge was just beginning. The world watched, inspired by their resilience. The rebuilding would soon begin. In the chaos, heroes emerged. Ordinary people did extraordinary things. Fishermen braved floodwaters to rescue neighbors. Coast Guard and military waded through chest-deep water to save the vulnerable. Travelers helped hotel staff, shared supplies, and set up makeshift clinics. In these moments, nationality and language didn't matter. Only humanity did. Small acts of kindness made a huge difference. Community spirit shone in crowded shelters, blankets shared, children comforted, hope kept alive. The storm could break buildings, but not the bonds between people. These stories of bravery and kindness are the real legacy of the storm. They remind us that compassion is a universal language. our greatest strength is how we face the storm together. This is the true meaning of survival. In the darkest times, the human spirit shines brightest. Together we endure. Ragasa didn't weaken after the Philippines. It pressed on. Taiwan, Hong Kong, and southern China braced for impact. Airports shut down, flights canceled, travel plans thrown into chaos. In Taiwan, landslides and floods struck hard. Hong Kong's skyline vanished behind rain. The city fell silent. Transport systems halted, streets flooded, and thousands stranded. The disruption rippled across the globe. One storm, worldwide impact. A flight canceled in Asia meant delays in Europe and America. Travelers slept on airport floors waiting for news. The typhoon was more than a weather event. It was a global travel crisis. It tested patience, resilience, and the systems we rely on. The storm exposed the vulnerability of our modern networks, but it also showed the importance of clear communication and coordinated response. In a connected world, a storm in one place affects us all. The lesson: we're all in this together. As Ragasa raged, another storm brewed online: misinformation. A viral video showed chaos at a train station, wrongly linked to the typhoon. Panic spread, fueled by false news. Fact-checkers traced the video. It was from a different storm years ago. In crisis, misinformation can be as dangerous as the storm itself. Reliable information saves lives. Where are the shelters? Which roads are safe? Trust official sources, government agencies, emergency services, trusted news. Don't share unverified videos or rumors. The fight against misinformation is a modern survival skill. Question what you see. Check the source. In the digital age, we all have a responsibility to share wisely. Protect yourself and your community from confusion and panic. In every storm, truth matters. When the winds died down, the true cost of Ragasa was revealed. The human toll was heartbreaking. Lives lost, families grieving, communities scarred. The economic damage was staggering. Farms destroyed, businesses shuttered, infrastructure broken. Ports and airports closed, disrupting global supply chains. The cost of rebuilding will be in the billions. The storm's impact rippled through the world economy, but the deepest scars are personal. Homes lost, trauma endured, memories washed away. The psychological impact, especially on children, will last for years. This is the heavy price of extreme weather. It's a stark reminder of our vulnerability. We must protect our planet and prepare for a future with more storms. The cost is measured in more than dollars. It's measured in lives changed forever. The world must learn and act. Ragasa was more than a storm. It was a warning. Climate change is making storms stronger and more dangerous. Warmer oceans fuel rapid intensification, as we saw with Ragasa. Extreme weather is becoming the new normal. More typhoons, floods, wildfires. For millions in coastal Asia, this is a daily threat. The storm was a glimpse into our future unless we act. But there is hope. Resilience and adaptation can save lives. China's massive evacuation saved millions. Hong Kong's improved infrastructure kept the city running. We must invest in early warning systems, stronger buildings, and natural defenses like mangroves. Most importantly, we must tackle climate change at its root. Reduce emissions, transition to clean energy, and prepare for what's coming. This is a challenge for everyone: governments, scientists, and individuals. The future of travel and safety depends on choices we make today. Listen to the message in the wind. Act now to build a safer, more resilient world. The time for action is now. After every storm, a new day dawns, the sun returns, and the work of rebuilding begins. Hope is found in helping hands and shared smiles. The journey to recovery is long, but it starts with one act of kindness at a time. This is the spirit of rebuilding. The storm reminds us, nature is unpredictable, so we must always be prepared. Research weather before you travel, know the risks, and have a plan. Support affected communities, donate, volunteer, or visit when it's safe. Your help can make a real difference. The story of Ragasa is one of survival, courage, and resilience. It shows the power of nature, but even greater power in the human spirit. We are stronger together, more resilient when prepared. Let's carry these lessons forward. Honor those lost by building a safer world. Remember, after the darkest storm, the sun will rise again. Never give up. Rebuild, renew, and hope. The future is in our hands.